Kia ora koutou, ko Victoria McLennan Tokawingawa. We're here today to talk to one of the fabulous people who is standing for the ITP board. This is the wonderful Timutimu, who I am a massive fan of, so I'm thrilled to be talking to you today, Lee. Kia ora.
Kia ora, Vic. Thank you very much for that very flattering introduction. But no, it's good to be here today, and I'm happy to share time and space with you for this little interview.
Awesome. Hopefully it'll only take us 5 to 10 minutes, so we'll just crack into it. So the first question I want to ask you is, what are you proud of, Lee?
Yeah, it's a good question. I didn't really need much time to ponder this one, but I'm really proud of my tamariki, or my children. They really do ground me and center me in many ways, and it's needed, especially with the busy life that I lead. And so family is really important to me, so I'm proud of my kids. No matter what they do, whether they're good, bad, happy, sad, and they're testing at times, as we parents know. But I'm also proud of the work that I have the privilege of doing as an advocate and leader in the Māori tech community. That's something that really drives me, and that I'm really passionate about, and that comes through in a lot of the thoughts that I have and things that I say across the board is really just about being a proud leader in the Māori tech community.
Oh, that's lovely, and I love that you're proud of your tamariki. That's just beautiful. And then the next thing, and I guess maybe it's the same answer, but what makes you happy?
Yeah, definitely my whānau. My family makes me happy a lot, actually. And again, they really help me to stay centered. I live quite a busy life, both work-wise and also, family-wise. I've got 4 kids, aged 17 years old, the oldest, right down to 4 years old. So, that's always a busy time in the household. But yeah, they definitely, it's one of the things that makes me most happy is my family. Also my friendships, my close friendships. Again, they keep me on track. My close friends, that is. And so I'm really, really look to connect into those friendships on as regularly as I can within all of the busyness that is my life. And I guess the last one is just working on the things that I'm incredibly passionate about. I mean, that gives me a lot of joy. And although it's a lot of mahi and it takes a lot of time and effort, I wouldn't rather be doing anything else. So,
That's awesome. And it's great when you're doing what you love doing, isn't it? It's just so fulfilling.
Definitely.
I love that. So in the written questions, we asked you to share how you think ITP can offer the most value to our community. Expanding on this, what do you see as the single most important thing that we as IT professionals need to be focusing on today?
So I have to precursor this because I've not been a member of ITP previously, and so I'm coming from a zero knowledge base, really. But for me, if I was to pick one thing, it would be to improve digital equity across the board. And that covers so many communities in so many ways with so many challenges. But I really think that if ITP can either improve on or increase the work that they're doing in the digital equity space, I think that would be a great thing. And if they're not, then I definitely think we should be doing a lot more, contributing a lot more of our influence and also scale of membership networks as well, to see how we can better leverage, the organisation or the membership to improve on the digital equity outcomes and aspirations, I guess, for all New Zealanders. So that's what I would say. That's
really awesome. Yeah, and we do have some outreach programs, and we definitely could be engaging our membership a lot more strategically in those. And partnerships, I'm involved with DECA, the Digital Equity Coalition. There's a really nice partnership to be had there that needs to be leveraged. Yeah, nice. So building on that, if you had a bottomless bucket of cash, what would you have ITP investing in to benefit either the members or the wider community or Aotearoa New Zealand as a whole?
Yeah, so I guess as a community advocate and someone that works a lot on the ground in our Māori communities in particular. My response would be to identify some of like the chunkiest, meatiest problems that face our communities at the moment in terms of technology, and help to solve them. That's basically
Right.
it. So,
Yeah.
and again, it's about leveraging the influence of the organisation, the networks, the membership base, the mix of and availability of skill sets and expertise to really just see. And obviously, if we had the bottomless, bucket of cash, awesome. So bringing those two things together, definitely, I think we could actually solve some of the the really deep problems that are facing New Zealanders at the moment. I think that would be money well spent.
So when thinking about that, Lee, because IT professionals, we tend to be often boffins in a back room writing our code and building games or software, and we really want to give back to community, but we don't really know how to know what problems to work on. Do you have any advice for anyone on how they connect with problems to solve and what they could do to contribute?
That's a good question. How I would go about that is really just looking at the partnerships that we have currently, leveraging those partnerships to connect into communities, and then basically providing a way to engage with those communities. I'm not saying directly and personally, but if ITP were able to facilitate that process on behalf of its members, just as a rough, really rudimentary idea, and then ITP through their partnerships and networks would be able to like tuck up a board or a list of problems to be solved, and then the membership would obviously have access to that list of problems, and that's the way that you'd be able to facilitate and coordinate the solution development or the solution thinking to be done is through that kind of like a simple process like that. I mean, there's probably a lot more thinking needs to be done around something like that, but I think ITP could definitely facilitate those connections on behalf of its members.
Yeah, nice. Really appreciate that, and really appreciate your time today. Thanks for coming to talk to me. I'll say ka kite.
No worries. Kia ora. Thank you.